What's up, guys? We're back talking about the Dragon Dogma backlash. Apparently, Capcon has issued apologies now, and I'm gonna try real hard not to commit any slander in this video here, so y'all bear with me. This video is from IGN. I've read articles of theirs on Facebook about the day before debacle and other things where they was a little bit too favorable in the developers' corner for me. But this is Kim Horcher, and we're gonna hear what she's got to say as much as we can.
And in today's fix, Dragon's Dogma 2 is out. It's a huge hit, and people are angry about it. Two things can be true.
Already they done set the tone. Two things can be true, Kim. That's that's accurate. I don't think now is the time to be saying anything positive about this game. I think now is the time for gamers to rise up and say we've had enough from developers. But let's go on.
Yesterday, we reported the Dragon's Dogma 2 NPC kill spree plan, and the game continues to be in the headlines today for a record-breaking launch, but not without causing some controversy via everyone's favorite topic, microtransactions.
Not without causing some controversy. You know, I haven't went on Steam or anything like that to to read the back and forth that I know is in the forums. But I've seen plenty of videos on it coming across my feed in YouTube. So I would say this is an underestimation, or whatever the word is, playing down of what's going on. People are, yeah, they're not happy.
On the day one PC launch, players were less than enthused to find the game has 21 separate microtransactions.
They ain't less than infused. They're pissed off, Kim. They are extremely upset. The game is supposed to come out, you know, you ain't supposed to have to pay to fast travel. You ain't supposed to have to pay to redo your character. That's nonsense. You know, I can see if you got microtransactions to get a new skin on a gun or your armor or something like that. You know, you do you. Some people get it. Whatever. I don't have a problem with that. But when it's to do vital things that I expect to do in a game, fast travel, respawn, whatever else they've done, yeah, then we got beef.
Ranging from 99 cents to $4.99 in cost. The items range from camping kits, wake stones for revival, port crystals for fast travel, lures, and other items that make frustrating, challenging parts of the game infinitely easier and more convenient. I guess it's true what they say, money isn't everything, but it does solve most problems. That's real-world money, to be clear. The sheer amount of microtransactions seems to be what annoyed day one players. That is on top.
It seems to be what annoyed them. Listen to the way this is written. It's doing a tap dance around the issue. You know, you try not to say what everybody knows is true, right? I mean, who wrote this script? Who? And I want to know. Just think about how much would they have to pay you to read this script. Hmm? Now think about how much they would have to pay me to read this script, which I'm going to say I feel, because I don't want to get sued for slander, which I feel is 100% inaccurate. How much they would have to pay me to read this script with enthusiasm, the way she's doing it. At least 100 grand. At least. and then I'd be ashamed for the rest of my life, and I could never do it again. How much you think she gets paid for reading a script? Just one like this. She probably makes more than 100 grand a year, but maybe she believes it's true. Who knows? I don't know this lady. Maybe she's not a gamer at all. Maybe she downloaded it and it worked fine for her. Slander people. Don't want to get sued.
Of Dragon's Dogma 2's $70 price tag. This is Capcom's first $70 game. Capcom left a note to players with a list of all the items that can be obtained as paid DLC items or obtained otherwise in-game, which includes the character editor tool, ambivalent rift incense, port crystals, wake stones, rift crystals, and more. But the point of them adding this was to clear up that the microtransactions are optional and there are opportunities to pick up offered items through normal gameplay.
No, it's not optional. Fast travel ain't optional. Okay, you're gonna sit in your chair for an hour going from one point of the map to the other instead of just zooming there. You telling me you got a couple hours after you've been working all day, and you're gonna spend half of that traveling from point A to point B because you don't want to pay a microtransaction to be able to fast travel? That is not optional. That should come with the game. Optional my left foot. These are my opinions, by the way. I'm not stating them as facts. Sometimes I forget to say it. I'm forgetful sometimes. Slander people.
Touching back on yesterday's NPC murder spree story, that was a player-initiated idea to help mitigate the massive CPU drain the game reportedly causes in service of powering crowds of NPCs.
A player-initiated idea? Who? What player? A player that works for them? You telling me that some player was just like, yeah, why don't we make it so people have to pay to fast travel? Real money. It'll make the game better. So, what would come to my mind is what happened is it was way under optimized and they was running out of money. And so they did the release day scam, which is, telling people it's all done and ready to go and charging them $70 for the game and knowing it's not ready to go. I mean, that's what developers have been doing for a couple years now, right? Cyberpunk, anybody? And then when they get that big influx of cash, they're like, oh, we're so sorry. We'll fix it now. I bet you will fix it, homie, after you done got millions of dollars to pay all them bills and to catch up on your salaries and maybe swim in your bin full of money like Scrooge McDuck. I bet you will fix it now. I mean, this is just my hypotheses, by the way. It's just what I'm thinking. These are my feelings. It's not facts. Somebody else might share my feelings. I don't know. Don't make them facts, though. Slander, I don't want to slander anybody. I'm just stating my feelings and what I think.
Dragon's Dogma 2 has some serious PC performance issues. Even powerful setups may struggle to chug through or at least experience decreased frame rates. The two factors combined have contributed to the game's mixed user rating on Steam, following an initial mostly negative rating. Still, official figures show Dragon's Dogma 2 hit a peak of 184,724 concurrent players on Steam on launch day, breaking Capcom's highest concurrent user peak record for a single-player game and beating out both Resident Evil 4 and Village. That number is expected to rise over the weekend. If you're one of those day one players, let us know about your game experience in the comments. Like me, that time I had a bad DM, Larry...
Baldur's Gate, that's another story. But anyway, there we go, yo. And they issued a apology too and said, oh, we're sorry, we're working on it. Is that good enough for you? Did you spend $70 on it? That make you feel better? Did they say they was gonna issue a refund for half of people's money since they, didn't even get half of their product? In my opinion, nah. What's it cost to say you're sorry? Nothing. Don't cost nothing. You think Bernie Madoff said he was sorry? I'd have to Google that. I'm not comparing Capcon to Bernie Madoff or anything. That just popped into my mind. Bernie Madoff did con a bunch of people. He did lie to a bunch of people. That's pretty much proved, ain't it? If you ain't, then that's just an opinion. There's no proof that Capcom lied to anybody, is there? And I'm gonna say some more, yo. There was Osmond Gold TV is another YouTuber. He's got a huge channel, 2.46 million subscribers. He's got a colorful vocabulary. You'll probably remember him if you've ever watched him. Anyway, he was saying that he doesn't like people who didn't experience any problems with Dragon's Dogma. He was saying people who didn't experience no problems with Dragon's Dogma shouldn't be such quote fanboys and defend it on Steam's forums and in Facebook groups too, because we all know that happens, and Reddit and wherever else. That was invalidating people's experiences with the games. You know, I'm not a new age person. I'm old school, yo. So I don't believe in invalidating. You don't have to agree with me. If I say something's good and you say it's bad, I don't care. All right, you have your opinion. That's good for you. Enjoy what you enjoy. Hate what you hate. I don't care. If you want to bring up some good points, then bring up some good points. And I have a debate with anybody. I like debating, is as long as you keep the personal attacks out of it. Don't be calling names, and I don't really want to talk to nobody that's got a mouth like a sailor either. But anyway, I'm gonna put forth this idea as Mongol. Are you certain that the people on the forums was quotation marks fanboys? Are you sure about that? Let me ask you, what does it take to make a Steam account? You got to show your license, your driver's license. Do you have to prove that you don't work at Capcon? Do you have to take a lie detector test to say that Capcom didn't pay you to say that? What about the Facebook groups? You gotta show your driver's license to get in the gamers Facebook group? Mm-hmm. Does the admins for the Facebook group make you take some kind of lie detector test to make sure you don't work for Capcom when you're telling people that they should just shut up, or the game ain't that bad, or the game worked fine for me, or whatever? I'm not saying that all those people, the fanboys as you call them, are paid employees of Capcom. And I'm not saying that two or three people could be in a room somewhere pretending to be all those people with fake accounts and just typing all day, blasting across the keyboard, damage control. That's not what I'm saying at all. That would probably be slander. But I will say that it's completely possible that could happen. Well, I say it's possible that 100% of those people? No, that's pretty unlikely. It's pretty unlikely. But I'm gonna ask myself, have I ever met all the gamers I've ever met? And it's been so many, man. It must have been thousand gamers from all over the world. Have I ever met a gamer who, when he told me he had a bad experience with a game, might get hostile? I might get hostile with him. No. Uh-uh. Hey, have I ever met one when I say I like the game, he might get hostile with me? No. Now, we might have different opinions, but, you state your opinion and move on. There would never be this great big back and forth. My personal experiences just make this such a far fetched idea that there are real living, breathing people who are independently free of any kind of payment or incentive to defend such a debacle. It makes it really hard to believe that. In my mind, maybe I'm a conspiracy theorist. For all you know, I'm wearing a tin hat right now. You can't see me. And maybe I'm just holding my head really still, and that's why you can't hear it crinkling around. Right? That could be possible. This is all just my opinion. Uh, I don't want to get sued. Don't sue me, Kim Orgy. If I pronounce your name wrong, I'm sorry. Don't sue me for defamation or something. These are all just my opinions. None of this is fact. And in fact, I'm going to go ahead and say all of this is a skit for entertainment value. I really never played the game or intended to play it. It looks like a whack ass console port to me. But, a lot of people was going to play it, and they're real upset. Got a right to be. Y'all want to keep listening to those YouTubers that got good things to say about Lone Vault Warrior? He's got some good things to say, or some even keeled, should I say, things to say about Capcom's debacle.
What's up, everyone? It's me, Lone. I hope you're doing all right. I'm back again to talk about Dragon's Dogma 2 because Capcom have responded. To their credit, they responded fairly quickly.
To their credit, this man feels like Capcom deserves some credit right now. No, I don't. You don't take much to say sorry. I'm gonna keep beating on this horse for a while.
To a lot of the controversy surrounding the game at the moment, in particular when it comes to microtransactions and performance and the lack of certain gameplay features that many people, including myself, believe are absolutely fundamental to have in your game, especially in 20.
Well, if you and everybody else says they believe is fundamental, then can we just go ahead and say they're fundamental? Because they are. You gotta be able to fast travel. You gotta be able to start your character again. Is $70 not enough for all that? Is that not enough?
24. So in today's video, I do want to cover what they said so you know exactly.
Yeah, look at this. Lone Vault Wanderer. Go and subscribe to his channel so he can go and tell you that it's just the relaunch day hiccups for Capcom. So go on over there and subscribe to him. Okay? It's just the hiccups on launch day. That's all it is. Give Capcom you $70. Go on.
What's going on with the game, what updates are coming down the line, and all that good stuff. I'll cover some of the things they didn't necessarily talk about in that statement, namely when it comes to de novo anti-tamper and whether they're going to be removing it from the game or not. But as well, I do want to have a bit of a chat about how I think it is a shame that we are here after the launch of the game talking about all this controversy and talking about how people are really hating the game online, because I don't enjoy talking about negativity in my videos, right?
I don't like talking about negativity either, homie. So I'm gonna tell you like we used to say back in the day, don't start none, won't be none. Gonna bring that noise. Capcom gonna bring that noise around here, and then We gonna do what? Be like Jesus and turn the other cheek? No, no. Jesus was strong enough for that. I'm not. Are you?
At the end of the day, I created this YouTube channel because I love talking about games that I like and sharing those experiences with people online. Just
I like talking about games that I like too, homie. But guess what? There ain't a whole lot of them no more because developers are all like, whatever. It's whatever o'clock. They done figured out that if they release a good, great game like Skyrim, that people play it for 10 years and then don't buy their other games on release day when they're $70 and wait until it's $20. So it was like, oh man, we can't keep doing that. These are my opinions, by the way. So economically, yeah, that's stupid, right?
like I did with my friends and family back in the day. That's what I enjoy above anything else, bar none. So it sucks that we can't really do that right.
Look, what's he keep looking at over here? A script. Is he looking at a script? I can't see what he's looking. See, there's no mirror back here. I can't see what he's looking at. Could it be a script? Yeah. Could it be a bag of potato chips he's thinking about eating later? Yeah, it could be that too. No, we can't see what he's. We can just speculate.
Now with Dragon's Dogma 2. And that's
Huh? What are you looking at, homie? What are you looking at?
not to say that it's not self-imposed to an extent. It's not to say that people don't have legitimate grievances. You absolutely do. But it just sucks because I just want to sit here, especially when I played the game and I really enjoyed it, and I think it can be a legitimate Game of the Year contender.
This man thinks it can be a Game of the Year contender. Done pulled the same daylight robbery that developers been pulling for years, and they're getting more brazen, people. They get more brazen. The day before, do I need to say more? Cyberpunk. Come here, come real close. I'm gonna tell you a secret. They don't care about you. But homie here thinks this is a Game of the Year contender. Well, I think you should find out wherever they're having that vote, and you should go and cast your vote for whatever the name of this game is, Dragon Dogma 2. And you should tell them that homeboy here sent you.
I just want to sit here and celebrate the game's launch with all of you, to talk about the game and what quests you've done and the enemies that you've killed and the secrets that you've encountered. That's what I really want to do, and we can't do that. And I know that I can't dictate the news. I need to talk about the negatives as well as the positives. I'm just saying the situation sucks, especially for those of you that are hardcore fans of the franchise. You've been waiting for this game for so many.
I ain't a fan of the franchise. I never heard about it before 3 years ago. It don't suck for me. I like playing fun games. Why don't it suck for me, homie? You don't think I want to play a fun game without getting ripped off?
Years you've watched every trailer, every gameplay video. You've been waiting for so damn long, for you in particular, to get to this game's launch and be disappointed and let down. That does not make me feel good whatsoever. So it just sucks. As I mentioned, it's not that there aren't legitimate grievances. It just sucks, and I wish this wasn't the case. But let's talk about what Capcom said, because they did come out, as I mentioned, very quickly with this statement. They didn't talk about everything.
Oh, they came out very quickly with a statement, huh? Well, was it so quick that it's almost like they had it ready? Was it that quick? I'm not saying that's what happened. I'm just asking. I'm just asking questions, that's all. That's a nice plaque you got over there. Some kind of YouTuber award, right? What's that worth? 1,000,000 subscribers? A soul? No, it's probably worth 1,000,000 subscribers. They don't charge a soul for that, right? Nah.
I think they could have expounded upon certain things a little more than they did. But let's cover what they said, and I'll talk about my opinions throughout. In the description below, you can find the link to their post on the community page for Dragon's Dogma 2 on Steam. They started off by saying, to all Dragon's Dogma 2 players, we would like to update...
Let's read this. We would like to update you on the status of the following items, about which we have received numerous comments from the community. To all those looking forward to this game, we sincerely apologize for any Oh, do you see that, fam? They sincerely apologize. Well, I don't even know why we were so upset. Man, they sincerely apologize. Why didn't they just say that? Man, it's all over now. I gotta completely redo this video. I can see why homie's not so upset now, because, see, he read this and I didn't. They sincerely apologize. Well, that just makes it all better. You feel better, right?
You on the status of the following items, about which we have received numerous comments from the community. To all those looking forward to this game, we sincerely apologize for any inconvenience. Now, before I get to the rest of it, I do need to say, as I mentioned and alluded to, they did not talk about de novo anti-tamper, right? I didn't expect that they would, because I don't believe they're going to be removing it from the game. They're going to keep that thing in as long as possible to try and ensure this thing doesn't get pirated. Eventually, it probably will, and eventually they might remove...
Oh, no. We wouldn't want it to get pirated, would we? They don't deserve that, do they? No. Stealing's wrong. Yeah. Stealing's wrong. Taking $70 from people for a game you know doesn't work is wrong. They probably didn't know the game doesn't work, though. They wouldn't do that. We got no proof of that. Yeah. $70 for a game that won't let you fast travel or change your character appearance. That's wrong. But they probably just didn't think about that, you know. The game's so big. They just made a mistake, that's all. And they sincerely apologize. So, you know, don't do anything crazy like pirate their game. That's just too far.
a de novo anti-tamper, especially if it actually is causing any performance issues. I don't know how true that is, because when you look into the performance issues of the game, it seems it's because of the engine and how advanced the NPC pathing is, and it puts a lot of strain on the CPU. I think the performance issues and the frame rate issues are really because of that, and maybe not de novo as much. I'm not saying that it's not affecting it, but we just don't know how much of an impact it's actually having over what I just mentioned then. So they didn't talk about it. Maybe they could have had a line or two about how this is why de novo is in there. It wouldn't have gone over well anyways with the community. People just don't like de novo. That's never going to change. But I thought I'd mention they did not talk about de novo. But they also didn't talk about an FOV slider. That's one of the things and one of the features that I said or implied was really important to have in your game in 2024, especially when people can get really sick playing a game that doesn't have an adjustable FOV. And I thought they might mention that because that was one of the biggest criticisms of the game when you go to the Steam reviews. So they didn't talk about the FOV slider. They did.
Yeah, you know why? Do I need to tell you again? Come here, I'll tell you close. They don't care about you.
Talk about some other important gameplay features. I'll talk about that in a second. But nothing about the FOV slider. Hopefully that is still coming to the game though sometime down the line. But no de novo, no FOV slider. So what did they actually talk about? First up, they do talk about crashes and bug fixes. This is what they had to say. We are investigating/fixing critical problems such as crashes and freezing.
Oh, they're investigating it. Oh, I feel safe and snug now. You couldn't investigate it the day before you released it, huh? Nah, couldn't do that. That's crazy talk.
Addressing crashes and bug fixes, starting from those with the highest priority in patches in the near future. So that is good to see. Now, personally, as I said to you in the last video, I've had a pretty smooth experience, right? My frame rate has absolutely dropped, but when it comes to crashes and big bugs, I haven't encountered anything game breaking whatsoever. I haven't had a single crash at all. And that's not to say that people haven't had them, because I know that people can...
What was he looking at over there? What are you looking at? Is that a script? I can't see what you're looking at, so I can't tell. But it could be a script. Maybe it's a bag of potato chips you're thinking about eating. I don't know. I don't know this man. Never met him. Didn't have any crashes, huh? Yeah, I'm 100% positive that you played this game and had no crashes. There's a deep seated belief in my heart that you would never, ever lie about this.
Experience way more crashes, even if you're on the same hardware. Even
What are you
like
looking at?
someone
What are
playing
you
on
looking
PS5
at?
and another person playing on PS5. I know there have been many instances of one person having a great time and the other person getting blue screens and constant crashes. It just happens for whatever reason. So it's good to see Capcom at least acknowledge that, apologize.
It just happens for whatever reason, people. It's not because they don't care about you and they didn't optimize it, because they just wanted to get a bunch of money from you and then fix it later, because whatever, Cyberpunk the day before. It's not that. It's just an accident, just a whoopsie daisy, that's all. They said they sincerely apologize. I forgive them, don't you?
And saying, hey, fixes are going to come down the line. I'm genuinely curious. Let me know in the comments below how many people have experienced severe crashing when it comes to Dragon's Dogma 2.
Yeah. Look in his comments. Those people I talked about in that room that don't exist. Yeah, they're not going to be in that in his comments saying the game was great and I got no crashes. No, that's not going to happen because those people don't exist. That's just a conspiracy theory. Anybody that says that they do exist should put on a tinfoil hat. I mean, really, or seek help, because that could never happen.
Suspect it might be on lower end builds that are struggling with the rest of the game, and that's why you're getting crashes. I don't know. So let me know in the comments below, when and
What did he say?
crashes. I don't know. So let me know in the comments below, might be on lower end builds that apologize and saying, hey, fixes are going to come down the line. I'm genuinely curious. Let me know in the comments below how many people have experienced severe crashing when it comes to Dragon's Dogma 2. I suspect it might be on lower end builds that are struggling with the rest of the game. And
Oh, he suspects it might be your fault that you're crashing because you have a potato. Yeah. That's his informed opinion. It's your fault. It's not that the multi-million dollar company didn't optimize their product before releasing the day before Cyberpunk. No, that's crazy. It's that you have a potato that runs every other game, but you know how potatoes are. They just don't run games that just come out. That's all. Never mind all these other YouTubers who have an insanely powerful computer that costs as much as your car. It's got more Christmas lights than they do on that tree in Times Square, if they even still have that thing up. But that's another conversation. Yeah. What do you think?
that's why you're getting crashes. I don't know. So let me know in the comments below, when and how you've been getting crashes with Dragon's Dogma 2. But hopefully those are fixed for you as soon as possible, because it's absolutely a priority. If you can't play the game, then that sucks and you probably should get a refund if it's that bad for you. So next up, let's talk about the option of starting a new game. This one's a little crazy, okay? So this is what they had to say. We are looking at adding a feature to the Steam version of the game that will allow players that are already playing to restart the game. We will announce more details as soon as we can. So as I mentioned in my last video, you can't start a new game in Dragon's Dogma 2. As crazy as it is to say, Once you start a game, that's it. You've got your character, you've got your pawn. Yes, you can change vocations and you can change appearance, but that is limited. I'll talk about that in a second. You can do that stuff. But if you want to start over, fresh, brand new character, brand new pawn, and go through all that again, you can't do that right now. And in a defense to that, some people in my last video were saying, well, the reason they do that is because of the pawn system and how you have your character, you have your pawn, and literally it does everyone else. And that puts a big strain on Capcom servers, and that's why you can't necessarily not only just, not start a new game, but also have multiple characters and multiple saves.
How does it? Isn't this a single player game? Puts a strain on the servers. How? Why is it on the servers at all? It just mystifies me. How a single player game can affect any kind of computer at Capcom. Does that sound like a falsehood to you? Sounds like a falsehood to me. I mean, I wouldn't know. I'm not some technical computer person, but yeah, I'm gonna say it doesn't sound true.
Files. So that was the biggest defense to that. But what I was getting at in that video is that even if you had to restart your build and completely, wipe your previous save file, that should still be an option. Because if you're wiping your previous save file, if your previous character and pawn are being wiped, there is no extra strain on the server. You just have a new character. So that at the very, I'm not saying that they should have had multiple save files and multiple characters. That would be nice. It'd be nice if they can figure out a way. I understand it puts strain on their servers. But at the very least, there needs to be an option to restart the game and to start anew. That's basic video games 101. So it's good to see that that is going to be coming to the game down the line, but that should have absolutely been in the game from launch. It's a basic feature that any game should have.
Taking our side on one thing.
And I do want to talk about this as well, because some people have asked, well, what about console players? They specifically said in that statement, it's coming to Steam that we're going to be including this feature. But people are like, well, what about PS5? What about Xbox One? And I think the reason why they didn't mention those consoles is not because the feature isn't also going to be coming to consoles. It's because they posted this on the Steam page, right? They were trying to address a lot of the negativities and concerns that specifically PC players on Steam were having. So they tailored this message to PC players. They tailored this message to people playing the game on Steam. And I believe when this feature comes to Steam, it's going to come to PS5, it's going to come to Xbox. If I'm wrong on that, I will eat my words. I don't think it's because it's not going to be coming to consoles. I think it will be, and they just tried to tailor their words to craft the message specifically for Steam players. Because if you actually look at the PSN page for Dragon's Dogma 2, and I think for Xbox as well, I haven't checked that, but the reviews there are positive. Like, people are talking pretty positively about the game. It's on Steam where a lot of the issues are being had, right? Where a lot of the negative reviews are coming.
Just Steam.
So I think that's what happens.
Who cares about PC
Let's see what
players?
happens. Again, I could be wrong. Let me know in the comments below what you think. But now let's talk about the microtransactions and the paid DLC. So here they really just doubled down, right? They didn't talk about why they included some of these microtransactions. They didn't talk about, this is the rationale. We wanted to provide an easy option for certain people, but you can still earn these in the game. This is exactly what they said. All the items listed below can be obtained in-game or as paid DLC items, and they just literally listed them. So the Art of Metamorphosis Tome, the Rift Incense, the Port Crystals, they just said that one line and...
Let's just see. What does this mean? Return the dead to life? I'm not seeing fast travel in here. I'm not seeing start a new character. See, that's what I would look for. You shouldn't have to earn those things. Besides, like the way you do in Conan, just going to unlock the location. But anyway, this is as long as I can make the video. This is insane. My point with this video is, I don't know if I can say that, I'm just gonna, I don't know why a person would keep listening to YouTubers like this man, what's his name? The Lone Vault Wanderer, who's gonna tell you it's all gravy when things like this happen. What did he say about the day before? This video is already too long, or I would go and search on his channel to see what he said. I'm sure he's just saying his opinion, and we got a difference of opinion. But me, yeah, I'm never going to go and watch his stuff unless I want to make a video like this about him. If he tells me the sky is blue, I'm going to look up and see. Don't mean he's a liar. Just means I like to see blue skies, right? Yeah. Slander people. Gotta stay away from it. We'll see you next time.